I want to ask you guys, what time is it?
Like this video and subscribe to our channel, or else you will be left one-on-one in the cage with Khabib. Unless you want that. Greetings everyone! Have you ever wondered how Khabib Nurmagomedov spends his millions of dollars? He entered the UFC 7 years ago, and now he's on top of Forbes' list of Russia's wealthiest showbiz/sports stars. The fighter's defeat of Conor McGregor at UFC 229 not only made him a household name, but it also made him a very rich man. So much so that he can now afford himself all the crazy expensive purchases that one can ever dream of. Here are the top 10 most expensive things Khabib Nurmagomedov owns. Now let's get going. Number 10. Martial arts skills. At the age of 15, Khabib was already training in judo, and 2 years after, his father trained him in the combat style Sambo and gave him permission to engage in street fights. After engaging in several street fights, Khabib finally decided that mixed martial arts were the combat sport he would love to participate professionally, and started MMA in 2008, achieving 4 victories in 1 month. In the next 3 years, Khabib got promoted to Pro FC and won 12 matches. Khabib has proved that he is always 100% committed to a takedown, and he doesn't stop chain wrestling until he gets what he wants. Number 9. Khabib Nurmagomedov's house. Moving on to Khabib Nurmagomedov's house. Well, Khabib is a very private man, so it is hard to know exactly where he lives, which celebrities he shares his street with, and which kind of real estate he is working with. But he has invited cameras into his home. Nurmagomedov lives with his wife and his children. Now, knowing that Khabib is worth more than $30 million, we can only assume how giant his house would be, and it must be worth of a few $1,000,000. Number 8. The Papaka. Now, more modest purchases of Khabib Nurmagomedov include his now famous wig, which is famously known as the Papaka. And well, it is made from lamb fur. The hat is believed to have originated in the 17th or 18th century for men in Dagestan, and especially for the men during wartime. Now, the hat was also worn to signify that its wearer was strong and self-sufficient. Just letting you know that to get one of these, you need to have around $100 to $150 in your wallet. Number 7. UFC Championship Title. Nurmagomedov was the first Muslim to have ever held the UFC Championship Title. He defeated Al Iaquinta at UFC 223 in April 2018 to win the UFC Lightweight Championship. According to his manager, Khabib was paid 3.5 times more for his next fight with Dustin Poirier. This enabled him to invest more money in preparation. His expenses included flights, nutritionists, hotels, meals, and coaches, for a total of $40,000 a month. You heard me right, 40,000 with 3 zeros. That much money can't be paid by 5 of us combined, and most of us aren't going to see $40,000 altogether for the rest of our lives. Number 6. Grizzly Bears. Khabib Nurmagomedov calls himself the Eagle because it is the symbol of the Dagestan Republic. But honestly, Khabib's nickname could have easily been Bear. Well, you know where we are going with this, right? As a young boy, Khabib Nurmagomedov would wrestle with bears. Today, it is said that Khabib Nurmagomedov is a proud owner of his very own grizzly bear. And well, old habits die hard. And Khabib is still seen in many videos wrestling with his bear or teaching him how to wrestle Khabib. After doing some digging online and some research here and there, we found out that it appears that it would set you back around $15,000 to buy a grizzly bear for yourself. But then, it would cost you $1,000 more to feed the pet. You need to grab onto this list till the end, because the first one is going to blow your mind. Number 5. Sponsorships. Khabib Nurmagomedov has been working with the Reebok sports brands for a while now. Following a series of bad injuries in 2014, Khabib Nurmagomedov could not participate in any fights for 17 months, and his sponsors made his only income. It did not prevent Khabib Nurmagomedov from being on top though. In 2019, he extended his contract with Reebok for 3 more years, and in the same year, he signed a deal with Toyota. The total amount of the 2 deals has not been disclosed, but we can imagine it to turn around a couple of $1 million. The UFC has its own official energy drink, Monster Energy. According to Forbes, the brand was very keen to sign a contract with Khabib, a role model for young people. who are the drink's target audience. But instead, the Russian fighter preferred Gorilla Energy drink and signed a 3-year contract with them, worth over $1 million. Number 4. Khabib's Trademarks. As an individual entrepreneur, Khabib owns several trademarks bearing his name, which is of no surprise. Khabib Gym being one of them. He conducts a wholesale clothing and footwear business under it. He called the company in honor of his native village, Sildi. Did you know the fighter plans to open Khabib gyms in London, Abu Dhabi, Dubai and Moscow? The aim is to give underprivileged youngsters an escape from the streets and introduce them to the discipline that can be instilled through MMA. And although Khabib is now retired from MMA fights, he doesn't want to lose focus on his projects. So, we'll be seeing him starting with a gym in Abu Dhabi. Number 3. Expensive MMA history. Khabib Nurmagomedov earned the most money in his MMA history. He earned at least $550,000. $550,000 for every minute they fought in the cage. But here's a quick fact check. That is just the tip of the iceberg of the Russians' earnings. For Khabib Nurmagomedov's first fight in the UFC, he received $16,000, and he also gained the nickname the Eagle. By mixed martial arts standards, it was barely enough to cover the money spent on his preparation. His 6th victory in the UFC already brought Khabib Nurmagomedov a total of $64,000. 4 years later, he had the most profitable fight in UFC history against the very famous Conor McGregor, and for this fight, he received $2 million. Adding revenue from broadcasting rights, he made $10 million in total. Number 2. Private jet rides. Well, that is all about his land traveling, but when Khabib Nurmagomedov really wants to travel in style, he takes no time to jump in his own private jet. Besides his own traveling, Khabib Nurmagomedov often tastes the entertainment of private jet offers. In fact, earlier in 2020, Khabib Nurmagomedov was offered a ray of hope in his bid to face Tony Ferguson at UFC 249, with Russia's Federal Air Transport Agency stepping up to offer him a private jet to the US. The fight was scheduled for April 18, 2020, and it was set to feature Khabib Nurmagomedov, but unfortunately, the lightweight champion has been left frustrated by a Russian travel ban as part of the country's battle against the coronavirus pandemic. Number 1. Collection of luxury cars. The Russian superstar has his own collection of luxury cars and loves to show them off by posing next to them for Instagram. He has been spotted a couple of times with his first or starter car, you might say, the modest Lada Piora. This car in its time was worth $7,500. He also seems like a fan of vintage cars, for which he has an old Mercedes-Benz car W124 300E, which is special because it is off the market since its production literally stopped back in the year 1996. He has a Mercedes-AMG GT. Well, that was until his buddy crashed it. But knowing the millionaire Khabib Nurmagomedov, he had the damaged car replaced by a brand new BMW 6 Series that is worth around $76,000. So much for a replacement, right? Not just this. Khabib Nurmagomedov has been seen multiple times cruising in his Land Cruiser J200 that he bought for $85,415, and also in his Ferrari California that is priced around $400,000 now. Khabib Nurmagomedov is a very humble and private guy. Money does not matter to him, and he certainly likes to keep whatever amount he has private, which is just another reason for us to love him. Besides him being talented, down-to-earth, and training his Grizzly Bears how to fight. What do you think of Khabib Nurmagomedov's crazy rich life? Let us know in the comments below. Also, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more interesting content. Also, hit the bell icon button so that you'll get a notification whenever we post a new video. Don't forget about the options you have in life. Choose luxury anytime.